Hi, Connor. This is a quick reminder of some leg and hip movements that we went over. So, start with your roller, start sitting on the roller, and find your sits bone. So, find those two bony prominences at the base of your butt. And you're going to start with your knees bent here and your hands behind the roller, okay? So, what I want you to do is just do a little bit of a tuck of your tailbone and then release. So, you're going to put your abdominal muscles in, and then you're going to release them. So it's just you're rolling that sacrum forward, and then you're going to roll it back. Just do that a few times just to warm up your back, and ideally traction your back, so create some space in those lower lumbar vertebrae. Be sure you're breathing throughout this whole sequence. Now angle your legs a little bit to the right, so you're going to feel the side of your right hip. So right where your leg bone and your pelvis meet, your hands are still supporting you, and you're just rolling, putting a circular pattern into that hip. See how that feels to you. Now come back, straighten your legs out, and let the knee fall out to the side and back. So do that 2 or 3 times, and just notice if you can feel that side hip area. And, do it so you can know you're doing something there. Take your legs to the other side and try that same idea. So you're circling right where your leg bone and your pelvis meet. Should feel pretty good because a lot of muscles attach in there. You're getting your tibia band, you're getting your gluteus medius, minimus, and a few other muscle attachments. So circle till you feel like, you've had enough. Come back to center, and then open that leg to the side and back just a couple times, just so you can feel that same area. You're still breathing and staying aware of what you're doing. And one more time. That's good. Okay, now find the roller, and we're going to work on the hamstrings a bit. So you're going to sit down on the floor and place the roller all the way up close to your hamstring pelvis attachments. And here you can do one of two things. You can work both legs by drawing figure 8 with both your heel bones. Or you can think your big toes drawn a figure 8 kind of pattern. And you're going to feel some massaging on the back hamstring area. You really want to focus on that area specifically. Now if you have one leg that is super tight, what you can do is take the other leg, put it on top as a weight, and figure 8 that bottom heel to toe. So if that's the case, do that, and do it till it feels like it's letting go of some tension. Then you're going to scoot the roller down to another spot in the hamstrings, maybe mid-hamstrings, and do the same thing, either both the legs or one leg at a time. So really be sure that the roller is getting into those hamstrings. You want to feel the hamstrings receiving massage. Keep your breathing. And once again, you can do one side at a time if you have a side that's particularly tight. Probably 3 passes to your hamstrings. Your legs are fairly long. So go down one more notch. Now you don't want to touch the area right behind the knees. So just above where the knees are, on the other side, the back side, and do that same thing. Just kind of figure 8 with your heels, go in and out with your toes. Breathe in, breathe out, focus on your hamstrings, letting go of tension. Then scoot the roller below the back of your knees to the upper calves. Same thing. Now this is one area that I do like to put the one leg on top. I feel that extra weight is valuable. And you can do that or not do it depending on how much time you have. I'm going to say for the calf area, 3 passes as well. Be particularly aware of the area above your ankle bone, your Achilles, your gastroc attachment. That area tends to be very tight in almost everyone. So put a little extra time, and I would try the one leg at a time. Even if you do both legs for the first 2, do one leg at a time for that last piece. And obviously you need to do the other side as well. So go up and down, Draw a figure 8 with your toes or just go side to side. Just let the roller grab the tissue and breathe as you're doing that. This is so good for before you run, before you cycle, before you get into your day, actually, if you have the time. You make it a real meditation by breathing, focusing, and letting go of thinking about other things if you can. Okay, let's try that ankle, Achilles area. Keep that weight on the top leg. Keep your breathing. Feel that release of tension in your Achilles. And let go. Okay, let's go ahead and take the roller so we can place it horizontally and get the side hip more specifically. So here you're going to be more near the tibia band and the side gluteus medius minimus muscle. Your back leg is going to be bent up. Your front leg is straight. Now just warm it up by putting your weight in your forearm, or whatever side leg is long, and just go up and down that area. It'll feel really good because almost everyone is tight here. Oh, this feels so good. Then, when you find middle hip area, just do either figure 8, which I like because you can get into your psoas muscle on the front side of the hip. So if you can do that, do that. If that's hard to do, just point and flex your bottom foot. That'll be sufficient. But if you can do like a figure 8 pattern, feeling the side hip, front hip, and back hip all together, that's going to be a little more valuable. Then come below the bony prominence, which is where your hip socket is, and now you're in the side leg area. You're going to repeat that same idea. You're going to do figure 8 with the big toe and try and get a little bit of your quad, a little bit of your hamstring, and all of the iliac tibia band, that side leg area. Be sure you're breathing. And once again, your legs are fairly long, so I'm going to say at least 3 passes down the side leg area. And if you get bored with that action, you can just do a little bit of pointing and flexing with the foot. Pointing and flexing with the foot. You will observe as you get closer to the knee, it's super tight, okay? So there, you can lighten the load by putting a little bit more weight in your arms, perhaps. You can spend a little less time. You can roll up and down a little bit more. None of this should be painful. It should be just the right amount of pressure that you know you're doing something, but not so much that it hurts. Let's flip over to the other side. So you're going to start in the upper hip area, above the hip socket itself, in the side hip. Back leg is bent, and just roll a couple times. Notice where this hip is at. Notice if you're breathing as you're doing that. Okay, let's get into that figure 8 pattern here. So you're above your leg bone and in the hip area, the side hip area. So draw figure 8. Feel that foot moving. Feel that hip receiving some good myofascial release. And keep some circulation going through your breathing. Come on down so you're above, you're below your hip socket, actually, your hip joint, and you're above your knee, obviously. You're in the tibia band, and here you're going to draw that figure 8, trying to get front, side, and even a little bit of back. We just did the back, so this doesn't need as much work, hopefully. And you can point and flex as well. You can go into that figure 8 piece. Breathing. This feels really good for those legs. And then give it one more pass, remembering that down close to the knee, you're going to have a little bit of tightness. Everyone does. Just part of the way our bodies are. Okay. Let's go up and down a few times. Feel that. Breathe into it. Then let's take that roll lengthwise and do a little work on your back. So make it be vertical. Be sure that your head is firmly touching Be sure your feet are firmly planted. Take a moment to pause and just notice where things are at. Now press your feet and just pulse your body up and down. This is really good for the spine. Notice if your head's moving. Your palms are up, your shoulders are relaxed back and down. Giving your middle back, shoulders, upper back, and lower back a nice opportunity to let go of some tension. Your legs are the only things that are working right now. Release. Now we're going to do a quick spinal wave. So arch your back by pressing your tailbone down. Remember, your chin will glide towards your chest here. And then round your back, drawing your tailbone under. Your chin will move to the ceiling. Try about 3 to 5 spinal waves. Feeling the movement between your tailbone and your head. Good to breathe in when you arch. Breathe out when you round. Pulling those abdominal muscles in. Feeling that wave-like pattern going through your skeleton. Try that one more time. Nice big breath. Now let's give the breath a little more focus and attention. Place your hand underneath your clavicle and in your lower belly, below the belly button. So let's go ahead and breathe into the front and exhale fully into the back. Now as you breathe in, you should feel your hands moving up. As you breathe out, you should feel your hands moving down. And to improve the breathing, just enhance your exhale. So go with a very long exhale until you can no longer stand it. And then the next in-breath will be bigger and you will have more lung respiratory volume. Remember, your diaphragm's a muscle, so you're training it. Now place your hands on the sides of the ribs and go wide into your hands. So as I breathe in, my hands are going to move away from each other. As I breathe out, they're going to move closer. Let's try 5 of those. Feel your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. 2 more times. And final time. We're going to do a quick neck release, so let your head roll right, let your head roll left. Now it's going to seem a little odd, but it's going to help the neck. Chin down, chin up. Take your right hand to the top of your head, find a spot on the top of your head, take your left hand to your nose. You're going to roll a little bit to the right, a little bit back to center, keeping your hand on your nose and the hand on top of the head. Notice your nose and the top of the head as you're doing this. It's just a very small micro movement, but you're landmarking your nose and the top of your head. Now continue this movement to the other side, to your left perhaps. Feeling where your nose is, top of your head is. Because your hands are there, you have very clear markers. And one more time. 3 to 5 times will do it. Now drop your chin, notice your nose, top of the head. Lift your chin, notice your nose, top of the head. Keep observing where your nose and top of the head are as you go up and down a few times. Last one. Place your hands down. Let your head roll right. Notice the results of that. Let your head roll left. Drop your chin. Lift your chin. What an amazing neck release. Now slide off your roller. I'm going to give you one more movement for your back. I don't know if we did this one or not, but on your back, cross your right leg on top of your left. Take your right hand to your right knee, left hand to your left knee, and you're going to push and pull your knees in a circular action. So my right hand is circling my right knee, my left hand is circling my left knee, but I'm pushing with my right hand, I'm pulling with my left hand. So I'm going to feel my hips and legs, but I'm also going to observe my sacrum and my back. This is nice because it really is a nice way to unwind the lower spine and release the hip joints. Be sure you're breathing. So push with your right hand, pull with your left, and create a circle with both your knees.